So that's live, right? Yeah.
It's live.
Okay. Well, guys, we're here.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? It's Sergio. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz cumpleaños to un bebé
Sí.
Jesus. Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna get
bravo, mi
canceled.
amor.
Oh, gracias, gracias, mi amigo.
Sorry.
So if you guys couldn't tell, Sergio was definitely on time today. Um, you know, I joked about him reenacting the Grinch. I didn't realize he actually was going to and steal our Christmas joy. So here we are. We have Chillmonger.
Hi, I'm Chillmonger. I'm from Toronto too. I'm an adequate replacement.
Not going to did say that. It was not a sneak diss.
We're all the same.
Yeah, well, you met one. What do you guys call yourselves? Torontoan?
Tonians, yeah.
Yeah, Torontonian.
That needs to change, actually. I'm opposed to that one. I feel like you got to have an ER at the end of your name or end with a Y.
Ooh,
like...
an ER.
Like New Yorker, you know?
So what are a Toronto?
I want to be a Toronto.
You said that kind of hard.
Damn.
Tell me what you want to be. He said a Toronto. Marklyn, Amanda, Joey. Whose birthday? Is it somebody's birthday today for real?
It's like Jesus' birthday from 2022 years ago.
Was that 20? Is that how old he is?
No, I'm wrong because it's after death, so it would be a few more years before that. Yeah. I mean, if we're being accurate and all. Technically, the calendar that we use that documents 12 months and 365, that wasn't even invented yet. That came about in 1600s.
Because I know where, like, what is it, like Ethiopians, like they use like the other calendar system. Oh, there's a couple like their calendars.
Oh, was that you? That was you guessing? Because guys, you don't know. Last time we ended our stream together, and Elle was like, "So where are you from?" And she was like trying to see my background. So I guess now she drops a little Ethiopian. She's like,
"No, I promise." I saw a TikTok and they were talking about how they consider themselves different ages because their calendar is longer. And so
like you
brought up the calendar. So now. Narrowing it down. Joey.
Hey everyone, how's the holidays? Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas. You know, it's the chill day. I got my overalls on, my thermals. It's cold in Alabama. It's like 17 degrees here, man.
What do the people in Alabama call themselves? Alabamers?
Alabamers.
Alabamians. Like Albanians, but Alabamians.
Seattleites are bizarre.
Oh, I'm not from Seattle, so I'm a Californian.
I'm a Californian.
Mine is easy. Just throw an N at the end. Not a hard ER. And Joe, you're Quebecer?
Yep, that's Quebec. Well, if you want to be proper, you gotta say Québécois because the French is a very because the language thing here is a very hot topic issue. So
I've been to Quebec. They have no problem with hard ERs.
I see some Canadian rivalry going on here
all the time. Go Leafs, go!
We got the Raptors in Toronto.
What does Alabama have? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. You guys are. Yeah, never mind.
It's the college football.
Yeah, college football. Yeah, Crimson Tide. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my friends is a teacher, and she has kids in her class named Crimson. And I said, not after the Tide, and she's like, "Yep."
Man, lately everything I watch, I watch some people like, man, are you going to play at University of Alabama? I'm like, man, this team is like nationally famous. I was in Mexico one time. People like, are you from Alabama, home of the Crimson Tide? I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah.
So what's the story with Serge here? He's what you're saying
so
he's stuck in traffic.
You guys know the story of the
lamest
Grinch,
excuse I've heard.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You know, I made a little joke last night. I said he was gonna reenact it, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, because obviously like the Grigio wouldn't work for so it has to be the Grinch. But and so I'm, you know, he's telling me my kids are in the background crying, like if you're not on by 11 a.m. sharp, you're off the show. My kids are crying. I'm like, okay, Sergio, I promise I'll be on time. And so I rushed to the computer. I pushed my kids back to the ground. I'm like, get back. I'm going to lose my job. And then
a job that pays nothing.
Exactly.
He's messaging me, hurry up and get on or I'm going to burn their Christmas gifts. I'm like, whoa, this is just really aggressive. And then I get on and he's like, hey, I'm stuck in traffic.
Oh, traffic. Yeah, we lost power, actually. I was without power for 30 hours straight. So
what? Like yeah.
Yeah, we were lucky it was only -12, because otherwise I'd have had to shut all the water off because the pipes would freeze and break. We just got it back last night around supper time, around 5. So we were happy. It was oof. I tell you, that shower I took yesterday was probably the best goddamn shower I've ever had in my life. Oh man, 30 hours straight. Oh,
how far are you from Buffalo, Chill? Because I know
Buffalo. Maybe 7 hours, maybe roughly 7 or 8, maybe.
We can get there 1 hour.
So you had the same kind of weather as them, or?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah. Wind, crazy wind, everything. Yeah.
Because we had freezing rain for a few days and snow, and when I tell you the whole city shut down, they cut off metro, they cut off rail, and like we didn't even get into it. Wasn't the snow, it was just the ice.
Yeah. Well, see, it got really warm, so we didn't get the freezing rain, and then so like all the plows and everything got out and spread salt early. Mm-hmm. So then when it did freeze with all the traffic and everything, we didn't really get the freezing rain. So they were on top of it. So the roads were pretty good, but it was more
it was warmer when it rained, and then all of a sudden all this water's down here, things got really frozen, and boom, it's -4 Celsius, which converts to 24 Fahrenheit for you.
Thank you for the conversion. Thank you
for
the conversion.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So
I wasn't going to do that math.
See, we've been pretty steady at -12 the last 4 or 5 days. So yeah, which is pretty good for this time of year. It's average. We're lucky this didn't happen in like February when it's -30, you know, and then it's like, oh shit. Yeah.
So is that like a heritage decision to stay in that region, or like do you have
well, I grew up here.
I
was born. Yeah, my whole family lives here. Well, my mom moved about 7 years ago to Prince Edward Island, which isn't much better in the winter with all the wind drifts and everything. So she's down for the holidays, and yeah.
Would you Americans give up some land? Like, what would we give in return for land? If we just like, hey, let's go a little bit souther. You guys don't really need North Dakota. You guys can just have one Dakota, and we'll take that.
Man, it's cold in North Dakota. A friend of mine said they have a flag that you know when it's safe to go outside in North Dakota because it's so cold.
I thought it was a race thing. Like, oh, it's safe to go outside in the Dakotas.
I'm sure it's like Wyoming and Montana, where you don't want to get caught outside.
Yeah, not a sundown state, not the whole state. Yeah, no, I would bounce. We came up here for my husband's family, but we're both born and raised in California. So there's snow and ice and stuff, and it's I don't like it. I like the rain. I do like rain season, but I'm not a fan of the ice and snow.
I mean, what makes you leave California where it's like, well, other than it may throw up, the earthquakes, to go to Seattle?
Oh, and then I knew we made a mistake when we got up here, and I saw signs for volcano evacuation route. I said, no, what?
What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah. I would put that in Hawaii, not Seattle. And I've been to Seattle.
There's an active volcano up here, and it never occurred to me to even Google active volcanoes where I'm living. And so, yeah, but we don't get anything else really except for, rain.
Rain, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's okay.
We get pretty much everything from summer to winter. I mean, the extremes, like one day the temperature can change 20 degrees. Like we could go from minus 20 to 0 in the space of 12 hours. Like it's insane. That's when it gets bad because we get the rain, then a drastic change in temperature, and it freezes everywhere. It's like glare ice everywhere. But that's a more rare occurrence. It's not like an everyday thing. So I mean, but you just don't go out then. Just stay home, do some
wonder what
Netflix.
Because I heard like I'm not accusing anybody of anything. So let's calm down a second. But I heard like in where it's colder, the domestic violence rates are higher.
They stuck in the house.
You see how you're
beating
stuck
each other.
Like it's real bad in
Stuck in the house.
Alaska and like places where you don't have access to outside.
Well, I don't know if I've always talked about like the apartment building that's adjacent to us that has a lot of like more sketchy people living there, and there was they did rent to someone who was abused his girlfriend for a while there. You could hear him like screaming in the summer when the windows are open and shit, and the cops were always there. So
do you get
Now,
many
don't give her
out
that.
of
Hold on. We're not accepting this. You guys have Florida, and that's pretty south.
Oh no. But that's like
shit.
Florida is its own situation. You know what I mean? Like Florida.
It's Florida, man. Like,
it's part. It's part of your country, man. You can't just.
Florida is its own thing.
I mean, Florida also has Miami and Key West and Tampa,
and they could keep it. And they could keep it. When people tell me they're from Florida, I already know, like, okay, right, let me put up my, defensive walls now, because this is about to get crazy. Florida is a different breed of people. No shade, I know a lot of people from there, but also...
I like Florida. How do you know? Florida, Louisiana, the swamp territories, what I call them.
A lot of Quebecers like to go to Florida, like the winter
you
birds,
said that
right?
harshly, Quebecers.
Yeah.
Go to where? To Florida?
Go down to Florida, the winter birds there.
And then they bring back the domestic...
Yeah, they bring back the domestic violence with them from Florida. Yeah. It's the new pandemic, man.
They're like, we're bringing crime with us.
Yeah, exactly. It rubs off on them.
I would accept that argument.
Yeah, there you go. We solved it. We got to just stop people from around here going down to Florida, and we'll solve the problem.
I mean, but everybody's going to go to Florida. Disney World is in Florida or Orlando. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Studios.
Yeah.
There was this documentary on HBO when I was a kid. It was called like the homeless kids of like Orange County of like Disneyland, and it was about like all the kids who lived in motels around Disneyland. And it made me laugh because I watched it as an adult because I was one of those kids. And it's like just like about like the juxtaposition of like all these tourists and the money that Disney brings in, but the people who live there are just poor. And so I feel that's probably like how it is I would imagine in Florida, where the residents, nobody really lives there in celebration.
Quick question, where's Cookie, man? She's the one who told me to hop on. She's like, oh, come hop on, and she's not even here.
Cookie?
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, she's like, hey, Joe, why don't you hop on? I was like, okay, I could hop on for a few minutes because I have to leave in a little bit to go for supper. Ah, stupid cat's in the tree.
She have to
go. Yeah, she fucking. God damn it, Cookie.
Well, it is Christmas.
Yeah.
She's got to pet her cats. She's got to keep them warm.
Well, we have a new kitten and she's destroying our tree. We shouldn't have put it up this year.
Oh, she says Florida doesn't count. So she has an opinion. We just need to hear her say it.
I work with a lot of people.
Oh, that's right. She did say she was sick.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. I guess we could accept that.
Yeah.
We
can accept that for now.
Yeah.
Only it depends on the temperature. It depends on your temperature, and then.
Well, Cookie's from New York, right? So New York gets pretty damn cold too.
I'm talking about body temperature.
Yeah.
She got a fever, or what are we working with here?
That's that mama and Elle coming out. Are you gonna live? You gonna live? Let me put some testing on that. Some testing.
Maybe she got
some Vicks.
Maybe her cat scratcher, that cat fever shit. That's supposedly
real.
That's a real thing, man. I
just saw there was like an actress that like passed recently. She had like an compromised immune system, and she got like a dog or cat bite, and it turned into an infection because the animal was infected with it.
Okay.
She was
Wow.
only like 26. Yeah.
That's just recently?
Yeah, she was like I think she's a South African actress or something, but she was I forget what she was on recently. One of the Titans shows or something, or Stargirl, or no, the one Black Lightning. I think she played the character on there.
Right, I did see it. I didn't know that's what she died of, though.
Yeah, it was like some kind of animal bite that had something that she was conditioned to get because of her prior condition or whatever.
100
terrible.
Allegedly, because it's Hollywood, so who knows what really happened. No.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you're from California. Hollywood is Hollyweod to everybody else. Like, you never know what goes on out there.
What would you say Alabama is known for?
Racism. I would say that real quick.
Racism.
MLK.
Incest.
Racism and incest.
Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely say racism. Slavery.
And
Probably one of the slave states. Everybody got family in
Roll
Alabama.
Tide.
Jesus.
Which is so weird. It's like, hey, y'all didn't want them, but now y'all making millions and millions off of them.
The first Waffle House I ever went to was in Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
They got Waffle Houses in California.
There's no Waffle Houses in California.
I swear I went to a Waffle House. Maybe I mixed it up with In-N-Out.
How you mix that up? You know
I don't know.
I'm about to
Something that was open late. Something that was open late. But what was that? I was in Vegas last weekend ago. So yeah, they had In-N-Out in Vegas. I was like, what? In-N-Out is in Vegas?
The closest one to us is 4 hours south, I think, in Portland.
It's at this moment where Waffle Houses come up, and I look at the title of the show, like, what is the topic? It just says holiday special, so that we're just talking, right?
Oh, yeah, let's talk. Actually, I'm glad you're here because let's play 63 lukewarm questions.
Lukewarm.
about the DC Comics. I don't know.
DC. Yuck.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marvel. Marvel Comics. 63 lukewarm questions about Marvel Comics.
Yes.
Should T'Challa be recasted? I just use all of your questions.
I can take over.
I agree with you. They should have, man. But I enjoyed it, and I'm happy that movie did well.
No, she did have cat scratch fever. 103.
Oh, no.
100.3. See, my body temperature runs a little lower. Mine's is usually like 97.5. You know, that's a safe place for me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just feel like some zombie stuff is happening.
Yeah, no, we didn't have a topic. We were just, it wasn't even supposed to be a real show. He just, ego and pride. We've never missed a Sunday.
Yeah. He was like, it's the 87th episode. We got to do it. 87th, he told me something like that. We got to do it. All right, man, I'll tune in.
Yeah, so we were just gonna come on, and I don't know if he had plans. He might have. I don't know, but he's not here, so I guess.
So give me an example of a lukewarm Marvel question.
Let's see here. What?
Like, who would win between this character and that character? But
okay.
You're not choosing superheroes. You're choosing just side characters. Like Ned, the friend of Spider-Man, versus Katie, the friend of Shang-Chi. Who would win that fight?
Katie.
Damn.
And no racial implications.
She got some bow and arrow skills now. Wong Bo taught her well.
Or maybe some, like, what extracurriculars do you think Peter would take if he never got his powers?
Oh, he'd be a nerd.
Yeah.
No, he would be a pickup artist. That's what he would be. Because think about it, he didn't get chicks until he got his powers, man. So he's out of the way.
Oh, he's a skeezer. He's a slime ball. He's the
mystery method.
Well, he does like photography, so maybe he'd be like this. Creeper, taking pictures of people without them knowing, developing them and hanging them in his room. He'd be like Peter the Creeper, man.
Aunt May, Peter, why can't
instead of Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah. Peter, open the door. Not right now.
No, Aunt May.
Peter. Oh, Peter.
Peter Parker, incel.
I'm just saying, man.
He'd be a creeper big time. I'm sure of it.
I'm just saying, Peter Parker getting his powers was like a chick back then. He could not pull a woman until he got those powers. And all of a sudden, like all these women like dig him all of a sudden.
I feel like probably Johnny Storm would probably be in the same kind of area.
Oh, he'd be
personality
canceled.
Wise. Yeah.
He'd get canceled big time. He'd be like, he'd have been all caught up in that the Me Too movement. He would have gotten his ass canceled.
Who was the first Marvel character that would get canceled because of Me Too?
Tony Stark.
Tony
Yeah,
Stark.
possibly.
That's
That's
a
a good. That's a good. Probably number one right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be number one. Yeah, maybe. Is Doctor Strange a little? Does he toe the line a little bit, or maybe not? No, I don't know.
feel-
Go into his astral form, check out things he's not supposed to be checking out.
That's a good one. I mean, I was there.
I feel like the
How about-
Thing would be an ally, but then get like caught being like a bad ally. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that was racist. I was everybody's friend. What about Thor? I mean, Thor is a relic to throwback time. He's like, I'm just going to take you and be my woman and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he's a god, so I don't know if the same rules apply to him.
It'd be tricky because it's
Really
like he has to explain his lineage too, and like his dad out here having relations with animals, and
Yeah, that'd be a complicated one.
that's
You
like
know what?
beyond
Yeah.
Me Too.
He's
Or
1,500
I got a
years deep
mother,
out
but
the outer
she's not my
system.
Mm-mm.
What'd you say, Markman?
Yeah, I mean, Thor has a mother, but it's not really his mother. Now they say the Phoenix is his mother. I'm like, wait a minute, did Odin have relations with the Phoenix to produce you, or in this whole Avengers Forever thing that Jason Aaron's doing? I'm like, what explain this to me?
I feel like She-Hulk would be like an advocate, but secretly defend them in private. Like, Tony, it's chill. Like, we're still cool.
I
just
feel
a
like
job.
She-Hulk will be twerking still. That's what I feel like. And it's so funny with Meg Thee Stallion's court case coming to an end. Meg Thee Stallion was on She-Hulk this year.
I don't
feel
know.
like
I think
Matt
I think
Murdock would
She-
probably be clear. I feel like he'd be in the clear.
I think She-Hulk would get canceled as well, man. Like if you go by the show, when she just picks the dude up and just carries him into the room, I didn't hear any consent going on there. She just
you
picked
need
him right up and
enthusiastic consent. I get you. I feel like-
yeah, she might get canceled because she's.
But also her
know?
sex tapes were leaked by the team.
True.
So really, like, I feel like her victimhood would outweigh
Yeah.
any enthusiastic consent. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, good call.
But that wears off. Remember how Jennifer Lawrence had her photos out? But
Yeah.
like last week, everyone was mad at her because she said, "I'm the first woman superhero or action hero."
Jesus Christ.
Oh, she said
I'm
that.
like,
Ugh.
She had
I
all
was like,
that.
what
she's
about
one of those.
aliens?
She's one of those white women that I root for in secret, but then she says stuff like that, and it makes it really hard to say it out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
Well, I
But I
didn't see
mean-
the full interview. Maybe within context it made sense, but there are other women action
No.
heroes.
She had to actually go back and apologize for that on Twitter. She's like, no, I understand Sigourney Weaver's and aliens and so and so and so and so.
But she's like, but I am the first. I understand it, but I am.
Yeah.
She's the highest grossing because Hunger Games did make a lot of money before Captain Marvel came and changed that.
R.I.P. Rue.
But then there's you could do Sarah Connor from Terminator. She was a
Right.
badass, right? And that movie did big time numbers. Like if you
Adjusted for
calculate
inflation, maybe you're
for
right, yeah.
inflation, yeah. Like there's some good ones. I mean,
Not you guys naming two more.
Okay, Laura Croft.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Actress
He's
name?
on it. The first one was with
Angelina.
Angelina Jolie. I'm not
Yeah.
sure the second one is Sarah. What's her name?
I would
Yeah, the
consider
Beckoner-
Angelina
Beckoner-
Jolie,
Beckoner.
Back in there,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would consider
Yeah.
her an action star before Jennifer Lawrence.
yeah.
Kill Bill, Charlie's Angels.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't like the Hunger Games. I'll say that. I think the Hunger Games is a rip off of Battle Royale. That's what I said.
Marklin, I'm about to mute you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I have a
It is.
secret. No. It is definitely a riff off of other books that came out around the same time. But I fucking love the Hunger Games. I'm not gonna lie.
It was
Do you
solid.
love Twilight too?
Huh?
Do you love Twilight?
I do actually. In secret. In secret, I
My-
do.
My wife's into all that stuff too.
Bella, where the hell you been, Loca? Absolutely. Twilight is a rewatch for me. It's a comfort watch because you know that scene where the fan is blowing and he smells her for the first. Tell me that's not Hollywood gold. The face he makes.
I went on a date to see the last Twilight movie. The girl's like, "I'm sorry, I made you go see this with me." She told me that. I'm like, "Okay."
My husband, I didn't meet him until around the time the last Harry Potter movie came out. And so he had never seen Harry Potter before. And so the first experience he had with it was the last one. And he's like people in the audience were like crying, right? It's like the last movie, high emotions.
He looking like,
and he goes, is that supposed to be Wigglesworth? Like he's just making up names, and I'm like, you're embarrassing me. Shut up. And then people start crying. He's like, nerds. And this lady turned around. And looked at us, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know him.
That's too good.
I do want Butterbeer for real.
She said Ned got that dog in him. Love to see it. Logan would definitely be canceled.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's like women are empathetic to his plight, given his condition.
Do they know?
Huh?
How many people know?
You can look at him and see that he's 5'2".
Little man syndrome.
It's like he's a little aggressive, but he's like a little pocket pal. You know, he's a little hedgehog. You know, he's innocent.
It's almost cute, adorable because he's so tiny.
Yeah, I collect the covers that show him as like very small, and there was one that came out earlier this year. It was a variant. I can't even tell you which. Marklin, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was him and old girl dancing, and in the background is white, and it's him and you know which one I'm talking about.
I saw it.
And he looks very little on that cover, and I said I hate this cover so much. I love it, and it's easily one of my favorite covers this year. I'm gonna have to find it because
she's gonna find it. You're gonna find it now.
Did everyone watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
I need to watch that today.
Oh, it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch. Like I think it's a runtime of 45 minutes, so like a normal 1 hour Christmas special, basically. It was pretty good. It was fun.
Which is the future of Marvel now, right? Like, oh, we're gonna do no more series, just these specials.
Yeah, but as long as it only lasts an hour, then it's fine. It's palatable. But don't give me that for 3 hours straight, because that'll be just intolerable.
Was Groot the Christmas tree or?
No.
Wasted opportunity.
No.
Wait, that's merch. I'm surprised they didn't think to do that, because that's
he wasn't. The two main characters was the aunt. What's her name?
Mantis.
Was that it with the mental powers with the two little?
Mantis and Drax.
Drax, yeah, they're the two main characters. They follow those two on a real misadventure. So it was pretty good. There's
it was cute.
Cute. It had its cute moments, yeah, for sure. But it had a lot of really funny moments. So yeah, it was good. I won't say anything because, well, you probably have heard who's in it and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. It's really good when it comes to when they get to Earth, and it's
the name starts with letter K.
Yes, I heard that.
Exactly. Yeah, Kevin Bacon. Yeah, exactly. So he's
not you saying I'm not gonna say starts with K. The first person who comes to mind, Kevin Bacon.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, he's in it, and it's fun. It's really good. Everyone does a good job. It's funny. The humor's good. It doesn't feel forced or anything. So really lighthearted. I don't think it'll add anything to the Marvel universe, but it's definitely a fun watch for anyone to.
To me, you just devalued it though when you said it's not going to add anything to Marvel. All right, then why watch it?
He said, "Why watch it?" He said,
I find there's too much
over here.
I'm done with all that. How everything has to be connected. It's too much for me. I'm off that boat. Like, can't certain things be their own thing without having to, like?
Nope, not at all. Because the Infinity Stones all appeared in people's movies, and that made Infinity War even greater.
I agree with on that.
I
feel like that's some Snyderverse talk right there too.
He called you a Snyder, bro.
I said, no, I didn't call it. I said, this is Spider-Verse talk.
You know, whenever they say there's a certain part of the internet that ruins things for everybody.
But they got their movie though. I'll give them credit for that. I like. I can't believe they actually did this.
Fuck.
James Gunn
6
is not
hours
going
of
wrong.
it. 6
I
goddamn
watched
hours
it all
of
the
it.
way through in one sitting, and it didn't feel that long to me. I liked it.
It was
Nice.
like
It was
four
okay.
because I watched it.
It was okay.
I love
was
those
better to me.
cyborg scenes. I thought it was. I liked it. But then again, like I'm not gonna lie. I'm an unapologetic DC movie fan, except for the ones I haven't seen, which are most of them.
What?
Yeah. So I'm talking like Superman, Batman movies. Yeah, I've seen them. But like Aquaman, and everybody tells me like, oh, you always. I've never seen Aquaman. I haven't watched Black Adam yet. I haven't seen. Are there other DC movies?
Yes.
Har-
One
Oh,
Harley
of
I've
them.
seen
Birds of Prey?
Shazam. Oh, I love Birds of
Suicide
Prey.
Squad?
I love both Suicide Squads for different
Both?
reasons. Yeah.
Huh.
I
He's
enjoy
a-
both.
he's a-
The second one was fun. The first one, I'm not gonna lie, I love the atmosphere it's set. Just because I remember like there was like a just like the tone, but I like Sucker Punch too. So don't hold my taste up to standards for stuff.
I was disappointed when I watched Sucker Punch, but I was
Oh,
like,
I was
well, you know,
obsessed.
Wonder Woman's.
I'm
No, thank you.
Oh.
I've never seen the first one all the way through, and let me tell you why. My 63 reasons why I've never. No, I'm just kidding. It just didn't speak to me. It didn't appeal to me.
It was all right.
I tried to watch the
was
second one,
something.
even though I had never seen the first one, and I said, I remember why. No, thank you.
Well, in this reboot, which actor are you the most sad that you're gonna lose because they're recasting?
Oh, it's always gonna be Bat Daddy. It's always gonna be Ben Affleck. I've ridden with him since I was like 10. It's not the most nice thing to say, or not. I wouldn't say it's a poor reflection of my character. I realize that, but I've always loved Ben Affleck
What?
despite. When I was in high school, I had like this big Hollywoodland poster on my wall. All of my friends had like, you know, B2K and shit, and I'm over here with my Hollywoodland Ben Affleck.
Wait a minute. Are you a Kevin Smith Ben Affleck fan? You go back to the Skewverse universe? Chasing
Listen,
Amy Howard and stuff?
I'm into all of it. I just loved Ben Affleck when I was like a kid growing up. Like he was just the end all for me.
From Daredevil to Batman.
Daredevil, I still listen to that soundtrack to this day.
Daredevil was good.
I've never seen
It
the
wasn't
movie.
half as bad as people shit on that movie,
Exactly. Joe
and it wasn't
gets it.
half as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah, yeah,
But it's involved to hate it now. Like, I
Yeah.
hate it. I don't know why.
yeah,
Because I just
Yeah.
do.
yeah. But you know, like the whole DC thing, I'm gonna wait to see who they cast before I'm like, oh, you can't, like, because if they replace the actors with someone who fits the role, then I won't be upset. Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
and,
for me, I'm
and
into
people
whoever.
and people
yeah.
can only play a role for so long, right? I mean,
But Cavill had, what, 10 years? He was trying to get 10 years. He didn't get them.
mhm. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
the optics on that situation, even if behind the scenes it played out differently, the public optics are so bad. I feel like Cavill will always have fan favor because on outwardly it's such a shitty situation that it looks like. And I know there was other things involved behind the scenes, but like let's just look at it how most people
But-
will. Yeah.
but just look at the comics, right? These characters have been around for nearly 100 years now, and they'll be
Mhm.
around for 100 more. So, well, you think Henry Cavill is going to play Superman for 100 years? I don't fucking think so. He's going to get recast eventually. So
Well,
whether
but I
it's
hate-
now,
I don't-
later, or I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
happen, right?
The one
So
who
let's just
plays
wait.
him on Lois and Clark, is that Tyler what's his-
Tyler, what's his name? From Teen
awful
Wolf.
casting in my opinion. He was on Passions, the soap opera, when I was a kid.
You mentioned Passions? That was crazy.
When I was a
My
Miguel?
mom and my-
huh?
Which character was he?
He was like the one of the brothers.
The
I think.
Lopez Fitzgeralds?
Yeah, and listen, when I was a kid, I used to run home from school. I would make cheese rice and I would sit down and watch Passions. My dad hated it. He was like, "I don't know why you watch this." I'm like, "Mind your business." And I would watch Passions every day. And so when I saw like, oh, he's cast in that's Superman, I said, ew, I don't even want to watch this. And I didn't. Even if Lois and Clark was like fantastic, I honestly don't think I could get into it because I just can't suspend belief that far.
From what I've heard, I mean, I started watching it, but then I got busy. From what I've heard, it's good. I was leaning more towards Stargirl as being the strongest show on CWDC stuff now. I've been catching up on that. I'm like, this is consistently good. But Jeff Johns has a strong hand in it. That's why I figured that out.
Oh, you got a passion for canceled TV shows, huh? if Marcolin likes it, it's about to be on its last leg.
and that's why I don't get attached. I used to watch on the side option, so I'm like, I know that damn dog. It's gonna get canceled. Don't even get attached to it now.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy Sandman got a second season because I thought that was fantastic.
That was good. It was great. It was a faithful adaptation.
Adaptation-wise, it was probably one of the best adaptations to a comic I've seen, probably of almost anything I've ever watched when it comes to that type of stuff. So they did a fantastic job with that.
Even the animated Cats episode, I'm like, man,
yeah,
I was wondering how they were going to do that.
Not the animated Cats episode.
The last episode was two like, I think they were one shots in the series, and they just turned them into like these little mini episodes that there was 2 in 1 in the last season. You had the season finale, then they added one more episode where they put these 2 little one shots from the book into
you know what? I was thinking of Tyler, but I don't think he was on Passions. I think he was on Seventh Heaven, and that's why I don't like him. Yeah.
But I know he was on Teen Wolf. I know that.
Yeah, Teen Wolf. But it was like there's certain shows where there's certain characters, and it's like I don't like you, and it kind of travels along with them, and it was definitely Seventh Heaven.
I know somebody I don't like. Y'all watch Euphoria? The guy that plays Nate on Euphoria. I can't stand this dude.
Oh
he played his role.
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
Man, that dude is everything I hate. Like,
that's when you know an actor's doing a good job. When you freaking despise them and hate their guts, it's because they're doing a great job, right? You're like, fucking.
He's about to play Elvis. Yeah. He's about to play Elvis.
What?
Yeah, they're doing another Elvis movie, and he's playing Elvis.
Wait, didn't they just do an Elvis movie? Like,
yeah.
They can't recast T'Challa? Shoot.
They recast Elvis.
Yeah, that's something that I think that was a big mistake. Now that you bring that up, saying that you won't recast that character, like I could say how you'd be like, okay, we're gonna take a little breather and give time, out of respect, but you've got to recast that character. You can't just retire that character after just one, like what he was in a couple movies, and he's such a huge character in the Marvel universe, and you're just gonna table him now. Like,
yeah, it's amazing how like so many people remember Henry Cavill left and Geralt in The Witcher, and now one of those Hemsworths are gonna play him.
Yeah, exactly.
Liam, like time after time since that decision, even within Marvel, William Hurt, he's out because the man died. But the new Thunderbolt Ross will be Harrison Ford. Like the recasts are happening all over the place, and then the Superman one with DC, and we're like, yo, what's going on over there at Marvel with T'Challa?
Yeah, but that's Ryan Coogler though. That at this point is him. And I've read some articles that he was just grieving. I don't understand that, It's like,
you should be writing a script while you're grieving. You should delay the movie.
He rewrote the script. That's what he did. He rewrote the script while he was grieving.
Yeah, but you didn't see the teardrops on his typewriter, so.
Oh, that makes it better.
No, I feel I think I haven't seen Wakanda Forever yet, but
I haven't either.
I've seen and read all the spoilers because I don't really care, and I think it was kind of silly. I said that before when we talked about it on the show. I thought it was kind of silly how it ended, and then some of my friends were messaging me like, everybody's crying in the theater. I'm like, get out of here if you guys don't shut the fuck up.
So you're like your husband now. You're like your husband. Right?
They should have waited like another year and then recasted him. The story should have continued from the last one. I'm not a fan.
Well, the article I read said that in the original story it was 5 years after the blip where T'Challa comes back and finds out that he does have a son and that he brought his son with him to Wakanda. Like basically, instead of the part where Namor shows Wakanda, it's basically T'Challa and his son, and that's how it kind of goes. Mm-hmm. But it's rewrote it so it's like Queen Ramonda and Shuri instead.
But let's be real, Black Panther wasn't made for comic book fans; it was made for mass consumption. And I feel like the general movie-going audience would have been okay with a recast because they're going to see this blockbuster.
No, I'll take it. It was made for Black women because my cousin, like, man, I know. I'm just gonna be honest with you. every black woman I know was like, they shouldn't have cast T'Challa.
I saw it for
that's who the
Killmonger.
was.
I saw it for Killmonger. He's the only Michael B. Jordan. Listen, and M'Baku. There was no part of me that was like, and you know, R.I.P. I don't have nothing against him physically. Chadwick Boseman has never done nothing for me. On like, I'm gonna go see. He's a fantastic actor. I've seen all of his work and stuff. But for me, he wasn't like a stud. Like, oh, I'm gonna go. But Michael B. Jordan and M'Baku, I'm gonna go see it. Have you seen Us when he was
that's
wearing
fair.
his boxers? You guys, come on. He got them thick thighs.
I've seen Us, but I think we were looking at different things.
we were looking at different Us's.
Yeah. You know, because I kind of looked at Lupita. I said, oh, I saw Lupita. I said, Lupita, that's what's up. I said, okay, yeah. I see what you want.
He had that baseball bat and he had them thighs. I said, okay, M'Baku.
We were looking at different things there.
What was the last film that you saw? If it wasn't Wakanda, did you see Avatar yet?
Who?
Who?
The Last Airbender?
No, James Cameron.
I'm just kidding. I can't even recall seeing the first one. It was so long ago. I was a child. I was an infant. When did it come out? What year?
The first one?
2009?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like 18. I was like 18, 19, but no, I didn't see it. No, I did see it, but I've seen it in pieces. I've never seen it like... I have seen Titanic a bunch.
Oh God.
Well, they're about equal, I'd say. Quality and story.
He's right. I think Joe's right.
Oh, I thought you said I think you're white.
Together.
And I do have a white mom. I love Titanic.
I'd put Avatar. Like, my interest in Avatar is about the same as my interest was in Titanic. So
for me, I've never known what Avatar is about. I just know that, like, are they playing VR and they're like having babies? They're having babies in VR. Is it real? Are they real entities or is it like VR?
See, I don't know if Avatar would have been as popular if Hollywood wasn't going through that 3D craziness that was going on at the time. Would Avatar have done the same numbers if that 3D craze wasn't going on? That's what I wonder. It probably would have still done great numbers, but would it have done as good if it wasn't touted as the mega 3D movie to ever kill all 3D movies to come out? And, you know, like, it was really riding that wave at the time.
But plot-wise, are they real things? Because I see humans going into, like, these VR setups, right? I remember that.
Yeah. It's like spies. They go in, like, undercover, right? So there are real ones, and there's ones that are inhabiting.
Oh, because I never understood the stakes. I'm like, what are the... Yeah. So have you played Assassin's Creed or watched the movies? Is it kind of like that, where it's like they're... Is it kind of like that kind of vibe? Where I forget the name of the system, but they use
It's been a long time ago, but yeah, I'd say it kind of. It's probably similar.
It's similar.
Except that I don't think you can travel. Do they travel through time in Assassin's Creed? Kind of.
Yeah, there's
no time. Yeah, there's no time traveling. I don't think in Avatar. I only watched it once, so and this was like early when it first came out. So I'm getting old, so my memory's not so great anymore. But to my recollection, it was just I think they cloned these bodies and inhabited them to go infiltrate that whatever you want to call them. I don't remember what they're called, but yeah.
And would you think this is a real race of people? Are they called Na'vi, or is that a name?
They're Na'vi.
There you go.
Now I have heard.
There's some with a little bit bluer skin than the others.
Oh, are they treated differently?
No, they're welcomed.
Okay, must be nice. Must be nice.
It's not like they're in no
Shit.
They got bigger tails too.
I'm gonna have to bounce, guys. So it was really fun hanging out for the short little time I could. So it was nice talking to y'all. Hope the rest of your holidays are amazing and you have a great time with your families. So anyone out in the chats or anyone watching, have a great holidays, and I'll be catching you guys all here on Sundays when I can in the chats. So have a great one, guys.
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun. Bye.
Also, let's expose the private chats. Chill says he's jumping off in 10 minutes.
Chill, like, what?
Marcolin, I like transparency on the show, you know? Marcolin is saying the Quebecers hopping off.
If Sergio hops on, I'll just leave immediately. I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, Sergio.
What if we all left?
Like, where is Sergio at now? Because like we've been on this for 43 minutes. We're like,
We should do that.
He's gonna fill in.
Oh,
But he
also,
never
I guess
came.
I should plug the Nerdies January 15th at 11. I guess if people show up on time. January 15th, it's a Sunday. It's MLK Day Eve. So I expect everybody to be present. You guys got Monday off. You're welcome.
Everybody doesn't have Monday. I don't know. I have Monday.
Oh, it's a federal holiday. Marklin, sometimes you got to take advantage.
Believe me, I understand. It's not like I'm in Arizona or anything like that. But I take these contracts and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, you're based out in Singapore. We don't recognize that."
He didn't have a dream for you to work on Monday, so that's just all you have to say in your
that sounds like upload the Boondocks.
your time off request.
Worked all this time.
Just send them a picture of your arm as for your time off request.
But it depends, man. Because like when I was, I did my graduate school at Auburn University, which is the rival of the University of Alabama, and like the Sunday night before MLK Day, like all the Black Greenwood organizations would have a party. I'm like,
oh man, those flyers, they be having MLK wearing shades. Wearing those like Miami style suits with like the open collars and stuff.
I'd be like, I don't think this is the promise of Dr. King right here. And I went to Morehouse in Atlanta, so like it was like, oh, it's a day on and a day off. Getting to do community service on MLK Day.
Oh yeah. And it's so funny because they would roll around, and I'm like, we're supposed to be chilling today. I am not, because I was in a few like organizations and stuff when I lived in Atlanta, and I said, no thanks. Like, this is not what this day is.
So you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. In Atlanta, people like, you need to do community service on MLK Day. People are like, what?
Mm-hmm. I went to high school. I went to Southwest DeKalb, and they're real ethnic over there. And it's like, it's not. You have to do what today? Like sign up sheets and stuff. And I'm like, what are they gonna find out if I don't? Like, but yeah, because in California it was a day off.
Well, see, California's the West Coast, so everything goes out there.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
No, I feel like that was the final straw. The East-West jokes have reached their limit, and you were just like, yeah, they're the West Coast. That's right.
Like, man, I'm just saying, it's a difference. When you go out, like, man, so this is how y'all living out here for real? Yeah, okay.
Do you consider Oregon West Coast also?
Yeah,
like those three states.
It's the Pacific Northwest. So like we would consider that like the Pacific Northwest, and in the West Coast, I think of like California, Nevada. What else would you consider? I don't consider Oregon. It is West Coast, but I would include it with Washington, Oregon.
Yeah.
Over a place that doesn't have a coast, which is Nevada. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, but you can't realize you have like the West Coast, and you have like the Pacific Northwest, and you have like the Southwest, like New Mexico and Arizona. They just on some different stuff out there too.
There's states in the South that I don't consider the South, and people are
like
what?
All
of anything above the Georgia line.
So like
Kentucky,
Maryland,
Tennessee. I guess that's the South, but like my first thought of the South is like deep South, I guess.
No, Tennessee is like too country. They have to be the South.
No, it is, but it's like, but like once you like go past a certain point, it's like, is this like the South? Or like Mississippi? I know Mississippi is considered the South.
Yeah, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia are your three deep South, and then I guess Florida.
Florida doesn't count. Yeah, just skip.
But when you go too far south down Florida, you're like in Miami. Miami's a whole different world. It's like like who speaks English over here?
But can you like survive the trip that far into the state? Is the question.
Well, you gotta go through Jacksonville, Gainesville, all those kind of
Like you said,
old South places.
Do you guys read comic books this week?
Yep, I was reading them.
Yes.
In fact, what was I just reading before I got on? I saw y'all pop on the new issue of Aliens, what I was just reading. And before that, Berserker, The Boom. Before that, Strange, the new issue of Strange.
Mm-hmm. I love that cover.
It is, man.
I read Kindred, the graphic novel, this week. I finished the show and then I reread the graphic novel.
Are you okay? Because Kendra is deep. I'm like, man, I'm serious.
You know what? The book to me is probably more traumatic. The show was excellent. The show was excellent. I have no complaints about the show. The graphic novel is it's an easy way into the story without being too overwhelming, I feel. So I feel like all the content that has spun off of there has been quality. And then I read, I think that's it. I think I haven't been reading nothing. Something is killing the children. And that's it.
Yeah, I read that this week, and that was a good issue. You know,
There's a new Jon Stewart Emerald Knight. What are your thoughts on that name?
Jeffrey Thorne's writing it, right? So he still has all these extra powers. Okay, I need to pick that up. You know, I need to pick that up. You think the name
sticks though? Do you think that's it? Like he's evolved from Green Lantern, he gets to have his own identity?
No, I think that's stupid. Emerald Knight. Ooh, it sounds like a Power Ranger. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what I prefer is for that when you say the word Green Lantern, you don't. But which one is it?
Who is? But for you, do you have one that's synonymous? Because to me, when I think of Green Lantern, I think of Jon Stewart.
Exactly. It's a whole generation of people now who think of Jon Stewart as Green Lantern.
But like,
I know there's other ones, but like Flash. Who's your Flash?
Barry Allen.
Really? Because now Wally West, and I like Wally West is making this resurgence. I'm like, man, Wally West was the Flash when I first started really reading comics consistently. You know, Mark Waid was writing them at the end. You know, then Jeff Johns took over from him.
I go by who they put the respect on. Like when they actually did a Green Lantern series, the cartoon was Hal Jordan. And then when when DC did like the New 52 thing, yeah, he was out of it wasn't Jon Stewart anymore. It was back to Hal. They needed their black representation, so they got Cyborg into the Justice League. Mm-hmm. But still, after like years of that, knowing Jon Stewart is like, yeah, he was in the cartoon, but that was about it. We're done with him. Back to Hal. I go, I'm never gonna love Jon Stewart again. They took him away from me, and I don't want to.
I'm gonna put it like this: I think Dwayne McDuffie saved Jon Stewart's life. You know, Jon Stewart. You know, because what often happens to black characters, like, oh, they're popular, and then they kind of they don't use them for a while. And when Jon Stewart came out, he got like crippled. You know, he like bad stuff. What happened to Jon Stewart? Like he's like, oh, he destroyed this planet. You know, oh, you know, he got crippled. Oh, he's responsible for this and the Dark Star. You know, it was all this stuff that happened to him. And I said, man, they finna kill Jon Stewart in this comic book. I just felt it coming. And then Dwayne McDuffie was working on that Justice League cartoon, and I think he saved Jon Stewart's life in the comic books. I really do. Because that character got so popular, it's like, we can't kill him now. We can't kill him. You know, or I just felt that way. And I think he saved him, you know.
Who's your Batman? Bruce or Terry McGinnis? That was a silly question.
Yeah, we're all over a certain age here.
I thought you were asking me that.
It's obviously Terry. No, I'm just kidding. I guess who's your Robin? I guess would be a better representation of.
Yeah. See, I like Nightwing so much, and now he's his own thing. Mm-hmm. So, Dick has evolved Robin. He doesn't qualify.
Mm-hmm. You would say Dick is bigger than Robin now. Yeah. Okay.
I would say Tim Drake. I would say Tim Drake, but it's so interesting how they just kind of just really kick this character to the side completely. Like, oh well, you know, Grant Morrison's writing Batman. Well, I don't want Tim Drake to be Batman. I'm going to bring back this baby from way back when and make him that, you know, Robin. You know, and now in the Chip Zdarsky, you know, he's Robin, and Tim Drake is his own Robin book now, and he's on Titans. I'm like, okay, you know, and that's what we roll with. But it's a different character though.
See, I'm like very particular with like the Bat books I read, especially if it's like about a Robin, because I do prefer like Dick over Tim.
Say Richard.
Oh, my bad. I prefer Richard, Lil Dick Grayson. I do prefer him as Robin. No shade to you know, Tim. I'm also not a really big fan of, like, I'm saying that like my son's name is not Damien, but I'm not a big fan of him as Robin. Like having that mantle.
I like the this last one that just ended where Joshua Williams was writing, Damian Wayne and Robin, where they were on the island fighting. That was a good comic book. It was a good martial art. We got a good fight like almost every issue. I was like, yeah.
I feel like Bruce Wayne in real life would not use his own biological son to fight crime. I feel like he uses these disposable kids, and that's cool. But when it comes to his own blood, I don't feel like he would use him as a sidekick.
And I think when we did that review of Detective Comics, me, Dragon, and Sergio,
oh yeah, the one I wasn't invited to.
I had to do that. But I said somewhere along the line, Bruce Wayne got capitalized as this ultra conservative Republican, and I think Warren Ellis is the one who did it because I remember reading this. He's like, when Alfred's like, I fear I've raised somebody, a rich man, just goes up and beats up poor people every night. And when that line popped up, I just started seeing it everywhere. Bruce Wayne is a conservative Republican, and Bruce Wayne does this. He uses his money to do that.
And then sales shot up.
I mean, what, 85% of DC's solicitations of Batman books now? Is that what we at now? It's a huge amount. I mean,
it's crazy.
I think that's why they're trying to push the Flash books again and Green Lantern books. And Superman's about to make this big comeback with Action Comics 1050, but next week, But like the majority of solicitations are Batman affiliated books now.
Fulci was supposed to be on today too, but he canceled. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Fulci. I mean, not put that on his name like that.
How about the name Captain Marvel? Who's your Captain Marvel? I go Carol.
Carol. Interesting choice.
Monica Rambeau. That's who my Captain Marvel is.
Hey, can you still do the issue number 2 thing that I asked you to do? You said to remind me.
I can do it. Yep. I'm glad you reminded me. I can do it.
Oh, not a secret conversation.
Well, it's not secret. If you watch my channel, you would know I get other people to review the comic.
Exactly.
Issue number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I was never
I
invited to
read the comic. You're invited too, Elle.
No, thank you. Please, the last thing I want to read is Carol Danvers' book. Are you talking about that Photon?
Yeah, Photon.
Oh, okay.
But Monica Rambeau, I remember. I think Dwayne definitely had written that issue too. I think when I was a kid, my dad got that from me. Here, read this right here. I'm like, what is this? Oh, this is a sister from New Orleans that's got powers. Okay, I'll read it. And then they took that name, and then they shoot. Same thing I was talking about Jon Stewart. Something bad happened to her, and nobody used her again for years.
Do you feel like Black Panther should be given a white love interest? Because he's kind of made his rounds with the brown ladies of the universe.
What? No. I mean, what I think is going to happen, though, and I don't know if you heard this, but I hear that they're about to pull that the Ridley Black Panther's about to come to an end. I heard that in some of the discussion I was in.
I heard John Ridley's issue 15 is the final issue, and I danced.
All right, so I'm a John Ridley fan. I actually knew him as a novelist and a comedian before. He was a comedian, TV writer, novelist before he got into comics. John Ridley is a good writer. I'm gonna say that on camera for everybody. I think what he was trying to do was I'm trying to get a different take on T'Challa. I'm trying to show. I think what he was trying to we can do this with Daredevil, we can do this with Batman, but we can't ever see the Black Panther vulnerable. Although I do wince. This past issue, I did wince when he punched old boy. Yeah, he punched old boy. And then the next page, I said, "Oh well, here we go again." Here we go again.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like what was happening. But it's I'm waiting for that rebuild moment now. All right, I am T'Challa. I am the Black Panther. I am the king of Wakanda and all this stuff. And I think that because we've seen Daredevil gets beat up many times and get screwed over and doubt himself and be crying and all that stuff. We've seen a variation of that with Batman, Bruce Wayne many times. But I think that's what John really was trying to do with Black Panther. But the fans will not accept that. No,
I won't accept it for 12 issues or 15 issues.
Well, yeah, well, I get it. Sometimes it can run too long. I'll admit it. Yeah. And then I turn the page and say, "Oh man, this boy's beating the hell out of him." I ain't understanding this. So,
do you think Wakanda would embrace a break baby taking the mantle?
Break baby, yes.
Wakanda is not very open.
I think in the movies, by the time Avengers Kang Dynasty comes out, that baby will be grown and will be the Black Panther. That's what I think is either going to be. He's coming from the future, or he's coming from a parallel dimension. But you will have an adult T'Challa as Black Panther. That's my prediction right now.
And go back to all your women friends who were happy about this movie and tell them, look, Shuri was temporary. How you feel about T'Challa now?
Oh,
Dang,
right.
good.
Are you lusting after a 6-year-old boy? Because we're
I
supposed
think
to
we
see
kind
him.
of are.
Yeah, you see him coming.
But he grown now.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's what they say. He's grown now. I mean, you got to remember, weird stuff happens in comics. Like, y'all ever hear the story about Arisha in Green Lantern? How like she was this kid and Hal Jordan was dating her. I mean, this is before my time, so my older comic friends. But basically, Arisha was a kid Lantern and like loved Hal Jordan, and she used her ring to make herself an adult body to grow her body up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then Hal got into a relationship with her, and people were like, how the hell did this pass editorial at all? This is like a 14-year-old kid that made herself like 24.
I mean, I might have for Killmonger. I'm not gonna lie. I might have been problematic if I had the ring. Because
Has Shazam ever done that? Has Billy Batson ever?
That's something I think about. I've thought about that before. Yeah.
Oh, but
especially
Killmonger
using
got
the
a good point.
bathroom. Does he use the bathroom in that form, or what is the anatomy for real? Like is he a full grown man?
I thought he was because you read that Jeff Johns. Yes, I remember you just brought that up. That basically, him and Stargirl were like friends because she knew that he was like really her age, and they were like,
Does that make it
why
okay?
are you always? They were like, why are you always hanging around Stargirl? Like they were always like, why are you always around her?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, and she was like, Billy, tell them the truth because they didn't know that he was like at that point 16 years old like she was.
Would you get a complex if every time you went to hang out with your girlfriend she was like Shazam? Shazam. Can you Shazam?
It depends what she turns to when she's Shazam. What are you turning into?
That is interesting because physically, I don't know, it calls into a lot of ethical questions there. That'd be interesting. 33 burning questions.
What are the powers? He's got the wisdom of Solomon. He's got the strength of Zeus.
Strength of Hercules.
Yeah,
the
we could use one of those to apply.
Was it? I don't know. The stamina of Atlas. The speed of Mercury. Stamina. I'm just saying though, but I remember that too. She's like, tell him, he was like, the wisdom of Solomon tells me I shouldn't tell them that. It was something like that. And so he basically left the team.
He's a groomer. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he goes, I know if I tell them I'm gonna get in trouble, so let's not.
But I feel like that they did a DC animated thing that kind of hinted that too. Was it Justice League Unlimited when Superman got mad at Shazam or got mad at Lex Luthor and Shazam's like you shouldn't fight him and stuff like that? Or was that Superman Black Adam Shazam cartoon?
No, you're talking about the Justice League, the one with Luthor. Yeah, that was definitely that episode. And he's like, "Man, you guys are a bunch of jerks. I used to look up to you." And I was like, "Oh, that was a good episode."
So should the people he's fighting be charged with like juvenile
child endangerment?
Yeah, child endangerment and domestic violence and.
If they knew, they should be. Yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, but they criminals anyway, so what difference is it going to make?
If they knew, so that if they knew, you say. If they knew,
none of them know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it calls into question, like, when people be like, did you know she was 18? Did you know she was? So it's like, if I don't know. But so, because if it was me, as soon as I got hit, I would unshazam and I'd be like, I'm a child.
Well, I mean, but that's a whole different level of trauma, which I think Kingdom Come kind of dealt with. Like, hey, y'all traumatized this young kid, by making, or when they do with Mary Marvel now, with this whole Black Mary Marvel, y'all traumatize these kids by giving these powers that they're not emotionally prepared to deal with. And you put them against people who are horrible people.
Yeah.
That's what the whole corruption of Mary Marvel made sense to this. Yeah, Mary was a good person.
I know.
Until Billy gave her the powers.
Gunn alluded to an Elseworlds being adapted into a movie right now.
Which one? Talking about
which Elseworlds?
I gotta go, everybody.
Okay.
Shazam.
So, he had to turn into an adult. I don't think he specified which one. He just said that they're working on something.
But I also heard him say he's trying to base his and Peter Safran's version of DC movies on Justice League Unlimited and stuff like that. Which, if they can adapt it, that makes sense because that's like you said, that's why John Stewart is your Green Lantern because that's what you know. A lot of people know that.
Marklin, it's been real. I don't know what we're doing anymore on this show.
All right, well, we've been on an hour.
No, we're supposed to go an hour. I guess for anybody still watching, the Nerdies are January 15th at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Are you or Charles up tomorrow?
I'm thinking, is that a good question? It seems like it's me.
It feels like
it feels like it could be me.
Be on the lookout for. I mean, I guess if you're even doing it because it's the holidays, like I wouldn't hold it against you if you were.
No, I mean, I can do it because I'm using the holidays to read my combos. My girlfriend has her Christmas gift. I got some food.
What'd you get? You get her something good?
I got her something good. I got her something good.
You're like, she's staying. She's not leaving.
You'd be like, am I gonna stay? That's the
question. Oh gosh. So Poll Kings, be on the lookout for that this week, and then I think we're going live at a different time next Sunday too, because it's New Year's Day. So I think, well, I mean, if anybody shows up,
right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, this Sergio show, he ain't nowhere to be Elle.
Man, say that again. This is Sergio's show. He's nowhere.
I mean, either we just hold it down for the crowd.
Because I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna cancel it. But then everybody popped in, and I was like, thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. It made me feel good. My Christmas wish.
You gave the fans what they deserve. You the people's champion.
The episode comes up missing tomorrow on YouTube. He's like, this is out of here.
But he was going like, this is episode 87. We've been consistent all year.
Oh yeah, huh? Hold on. Is there an outro? Is this out? All right, guys.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.